All right, welcome back to Bayou Time. I'm Martin Falls, and as usual, we get the council chair up here on Bayou Time. Miss Jessica Domangue joins us again, and we appreciate you making time for us in the audience. Always good to see you. You were talking about the Blackberry Festival. That went pretty good, huh?
Oh, it was wonderful, Martin. It was so nice, and it was such a great crowd. And if you were there, you know what I'm talking about. It was just such a peace over the entire place, and the venue was beautiful. Everything was perfect. It was a really great weekend. I really look forward to next year.
Wasn't it fun that we could have festivals again? And remember that year we went through, or 2 years that stuck in the house? Makes you appreciate it, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so let's talk about some important things. We got three things I know we're going to talk about for sure. Bring us into the camera situation. I know you wanted to discuss that for us.
Yeah, and I just ran into our sheriff and our chief on my way in here, and they had brought this to us 2 weeks ago. It was actually a presentation that came to us about this flock camera system. And basically, it is a surveillance, like a security camera, but they're integrated with other cameras around the nation. And so for our law enforcement, it helps them solve crimes a lot easier because let's say a car travels outside the parish, well, they can log onto the system and find out where that car is, and it's very high technology, so it's just going to make their job so much easier. And so we're actually we put it back on the agenda. We have some American Rescue Fund money left over from COVID, actually. And so we're going to fund that. It's going to be $250,000 for 5 years. And then, of course, those rescue fund monies are gonna kind of wean off, and we'll have to find some other creative ways to fund that in the future. But we definitely will do that in this next administration, because I think it's really important, and public safety is so important.
So if Joe, who commits a crime, is heading out to Thibodeau or somewhere else, each camera will pick him up until the next camera doesn't pick him up, and they know maybe he turned off in that area. It's pretty technical, but it's like basic police work, but on camera, isn't it?
Yeah, there was actually a car theft that happened a few weeks ago here in Terrebonne Parish, and they solved that crime with the flock cameras, and they found that vehicle in Shreveport. So it definitely helps our law enforcement and helps them cross parish lines, and just going to be a really wonderful asset to the community.
Well, haven't we come a long way with technology?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good to see too. And it's all in color.
Yes.
They say these old cameras, they came out with black and white, and you could barely.
In that grainy
Yeah,
video, no, you could see a mole on somebody's face. I mean,
yeah, well, now
yeah.
you could zoom in. I mean,
Uh-huh.
we have new cameras here that we're getting ready to install. You can zoom in on license plates, and it's still very high quality digital resolution. All right, so let's move on down.
Okay.
Whitney Bank building is a lot of people talking about it. It's a big buzz around town, but tell us about the Whitney Bank.
All right. So, the Whitney Bank building is a beautiful building. It's right next to your building, actually. And President Dove is actually uh, beginning the process. He wants to purchase the building for Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government, and so that's coming in front of us tonight. It's actually to approve the purchase of the building. As you know, a lot of our departments were displaced from the Ida, and a lot of our employees, they don't have a home. They've been kind of spread all over. And so the purpose of purchasing these buildings is to really kind of bring people back downtown, to give people a permanent space. Specifically, our Housing and Human Services Department and the Detective Department of HPD will be housed there. The Whitney Bank is still going to be there. So if you bank there, you don't have to
10-year
worry.
lease. They're going to stay
Yeah.
on for 10 years.
Yeah, and they'll actually lease from the parish, so it will be an opportunity for the parish to make some money and to be able to sustain that building. There's a lot of other office space in there as well that we can lease out. And President Dove says that we got it for a steal. It's I believe $3 million.
And it's appraised at $6 million.
Yes,
I think they came
absolutely.
up with $32 a square foot. And I'm going like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and once again, that's something that is coming from the CBDG block grants, and all of that is Hurricane Ida recovery money. So we have to use that money for Hurricane Ida recovery. We can't use that money for drainage. We can't use that money for streets, but we can use it for recovery.
But
And
they fixed the building.
yeah, no, the building is fabulous. It just got a total remodel in 2022, and so it's going to be a great asset to the parish, and it's going to spark economic development for our downtown area. You're going to have more people downtown. If anybody's looking to invest right now is a great time. Open a coffee shop or a restaurant or whatever it is that you want to do, because we're going to have lots of people downtown, and that really is a great thing.
Well, I'm gonna have Twin Towers on both sides of me, but I love to see. I'm just feeling that people want to spring load on the downtown area, and I like that. It's a good feeling. It's good to see that taking place. So what we'll do, let me hold the Parks and Recreation. We'll finish off the Whitney Bank idea when we come back. Once again, we're with the Council Chair, Jessica Domangue, and on the next segment, we'll have a lot more, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Terrebonne General Health System is the largest healthcare resource in Southeast Louisiana, offering a high-tech and high-touch style of healing. World-renowned services include cardiology, women's health, cancer care, and a healthy lifestyle center.
This is a true calling for all the physicians, nurses, and staff who make up our proud Terrebonne General family. We are here to provide health care for our community.
To discover more, please visit tghealthsystem.com.
Don't give up. At Waits and Downer Law Firm, we want to make sure that you have all the facts when dealing with your insurance company. We have the legal experience and ability to make them pay. Get the help you need. At Waits and Downer, it's our goal to not only get you a full damage recovery, but to get the insurance company to reimburse your legal fees. Call today for a free consultation. We are local and we are here to stay. Let our years of experience work for you.
The new generation of Hondas are here at Barker Honda.
The all-new Accord, head of its class, miles ahead.
All new 2023 HRV and CRV.
And Pilot, built for every driving need. Family favorite Odyssey has all new trim levels.
Go everywhere with Passport. And the award-winning Civic.
The generation for every generation. And always remember, it's better at Barker.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
I'm Chris St. Martin.
And I'm Chuck Bork.
Truth is, nobody wants to hire an attorney. If you're coming to us, it's probably one of the most difficult times in your life.
But it's also true that if you've been injured, you need someone to explain your rights.
Since 1967, St. Martin and Bork has been helping the people of South Louisiana understand their rights. If you've been injured and want to know more about your rights, call us for a free consultation today.
All right, we're back with the council chair, Miss Jessica Domangue. And let's finish off the Whitney building, because a lot of people are probably hearing this for the first time. But Mr. Dove gets a letter of intent signed.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely sort of a no-brainer when you think about getting a $6 million building for $3 million, but he's able now to take people who were leasing in other areas, and like you said, all over the place. So now you can consolidate. You could bring some resources together. They're all under the same roof. I guess you could save on lease, you could save on insurance, or you could save on a lot of different things. And not far away from the current government building, and even less a hop, skip, and a jump away from the courthouse, present courthouse, and things of that nature. So right in the heart of everything.
Absolutely, right in the heart of everything. And it is important to realize that we've all been displaced in some way or another, and our employees have too. And it's hard to do your job whenever you don't have the necessary tools that you need, or you're not where you normally, or you're not, next door to the person that you need to talk to. So it's absolutely going to be beneficial overall just to start getting back in some phase of normalcy.
Yeah, and I think you made a good point. It sort of encourages people. Look at Brian Bunn right across the street. I called Brian right after I heard it. I said, Brian, you sitting good? He says, what? I said, yeah. I said, it's unbelievable what that does to traffic. So somebody else who wants to have a restaurant, or somebody else who wants to open up a business downtown, it's a prime time to do it.
And if they're thinking about it, or if they've been thinking about it, right now is the ultimate time to do that, because we are going to have so much more increased foot traffic and things like that it's definitely a time to invest in our downtown area.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be fun sort of watching it grow and take place. All right, let's hop on over to Parks and Recreations, the subcommittee. What do we have on that?
Yeah, so a few months ago we had discussed this on this program, and the council created what we call as a Parks and Recreation Subcommittee. And the people who are on that subcommittee is actually Mr. John Amity, who is the chair, myself, and Mr. Gerald Michel. And the purpose of this subcommittee is to really assist the recreation districts. We have 11 recreation districts, but to assist them with the implementation of the policy and procedure manual, which went into effect, which is actually an ordinance, a law that went into effect January 1. And so you'll see on this week's committee agenda, there were several items related to this. One specifically is discussion and possible action requiring that all recreation districts appoint a representative to attend 8 to 10 meetings annually of the Parish Recreation Advisory Board. So that was not in the original policy manual, but we as a group noticed that, they've got these meetings, we call it the Parish President's Advisory Board, but half the time they don't even have a quorum. So it really is disheartening to see that we're trying to move recreation forward, but the people who are supposed to be attending these meetings aren't attending. So we're actually going to put that in as an ordinance. We also have another one, discussion and possible action related to council notification of recreation districts with deficiencies regarding the recreation district policy and procedure manual. And so, as I said earlier, the policy and procedure manual is law. So the recreation districts have to abide by what's in it. However, we have not gotten everything back yet. And so we're bringing to council tonight, all right, so we now know where are the deficiencies. So what do you want us to do about it? Like, what are we as a council going to do as far as moving this forward? Because some sort of action needs to take place. We just don't know what that is, and we want to bring it to the whole council.
So the subcommittee is going to bring it to the full council, just for the audience.
Yes.
And full discussion.
Correct.
And what do we do?
And what do we do? Exactly. And that's the part that we really want the input of the entire council is, where do we go next? Because
I'm sure y'all going to have prior talk and discussion on, here's what we found. And I know how government works. You got to get a feel for the other people, and you do a good job of that as chairperson. But you're right. If it's an ordinance and it's there, and 5 out of 6 are doing what they're supposed to, but 1 out of 6 isn't, it sort of creates a little animosity, and it's really not fair to the others. So you're trying to get everybody on the same playing field.
Absolutely. And we and I know you remember we did so much work on recreation. We had the task force. We did all these things, and then we were on a really good trajectory. We were on a good roll. And then, of course, Hurricane Ida came, and, we don't want to talk about recreation whenever people don't have homes or, we're going through this recovery process. However, it's time to get back on task because the ones who hurt by this are the children. And so it doesn't bother me. I mean, it doesn't affect me necessarily, but it affects my kids. And those are the ones that we really need to invest in because they've been through so much trauma. And so what better way to heal trauma than through play? So that's why I'm really passionate about this, is because we need to move forward for the children of this parish.
All right, with about a minute and a half left, how's the chairperson job going?
It's going well. I've really enjoyed it. We're about halfway through this last year. I hate to even say it like that, but we're about halfway through the last year. People are gearing up for campaign and election season, which that will be very, very interesting. I saw you had all the candidates on a couple days ago.
And I have one more today.
And you have one more today.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're all gearing up for our own personal journeys, which wherever that's going to lead us. And so I just think it's going to be a really interesting year.
Yeah, and it's, you heard me thank them all for putting their name up because it takes a lot to put your name up for public office. You've done it, and you take time from your family and everybody else to do it. So the least we could do is thank them when they come on board. So.
Most definitely.
And thank you for coming. We always appreciate it. We thank you for your service, and we look forward to having you every couple of weeks to come bring us up to speed.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, there you have it. Jessica Domangue, Council Chair, right here in Terrebonne Parish. We'll take a short break. We have a lot more coming up on Bayou Time. Don't go away.